Hello, fellow alchemists and creators. My name's Adeseli, and welcome to my Full Rainbow Alchemy channel. Today is our first ever video. I am the author and creator of the modality of Full Rainbow Alchemy, and I wanted to share with you the talk that I just did over the weekend for the first ever Full Rainbow Alchemy event. So I'd love for you to check it out. Let me know in the comments what you think. You can also reach out to me through email. I have a website as well, and all of that information will be in the comments too. But this channel is going to be all about Full Rainbow Alchemy. So teaching you about the modality. I'm going to have tons of meditations, activations, experiments, and channeled wisdom from my higher self, from source energy, and any way that I can help you in creating your full rainbows. I hope that you'll reach out and tell me what you'd like to achieve in your life. If there's something that you want to manifest, whether it be love or health or abundance, financial or otherwise, maybe it's a job, maybe it's resources, maybe it's opportunities, maybe you want synchronicities, more miracles, more connection to divine source energy. All of these things are possible with Full Rainbow Alchemy, and the change can be quick, especially if you practice and do the work. The book itself is a workbook too, so it teaches you about the modality, but it also has journal prompts, pages that will walk you through how to really activate your energy centers and your ability to do Full Rainbow Alchemy in your everyday life. And like I said, the more you practice, the more magical this can really become. It'll really show you how powerful you really are. And that's what's so exciting for me, because it really is something that can make a change very quickly in your life. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to share this information, as it started to come through to me, because it made such a deep impact in my life. So sure, I'll be sharing more about my personal journey and definitely more about how this can help you in yours. So I hope you enjoy the video. Apologies because at the end it is going to cut off kind of abruptly, but that's because I jump into the meditative activation right after that, so you can really activate those energy centers and understand how to create your own full rainbows. So I'm going to include that activation in a link in the comments below, so if you're interested in trying that out, I highly recommend it. It's awesome. I've had tons of great feedback, and it'll really take you to an amazing place. And give me any feedback that you have about that too. So thank you so much for watching the channel. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for being here today, by the way. And my name is Adeseli, and I wrote this little book here, Full Rainbow Alchemy. And I'm also the creator of Full Rainbow Alchemy and the modality. And I really wanted to share this with everybody because so much information has been coming through to me, and I've been using it personally, and it's making such a huge impact on my own life. And it's getting to the point where I'm just bursting at the seams with all of this information that I want to share with other people. And so I started to talk about some of these ideas and things that I was doing with Nicole, the beautiful Nicole Meyer. Thank you, Nicole. And we were sitting around the fire one night after volleyball, and she was like, we need to do something with this. And so this day was born. I published Full Rainbow Alchemy this year in April. And so I'm actually very excited because so much more information has come through since the publish of the book. So I'm going to share some of that stuff with you today. So you're the very first people to hear it. Nobody has heard this information except for Mom and Grandma. But everybody else, this is going to be brand new. And then I hope to continue to share this information with the world. So I'm so excited for today. And if you have any questions along the way, I'll do my best to answer them, or you can put them in your pocket and ask at the end of the activation. I'll get through the information as quickly as I can. It's going to be a lot, So don't worry about, having to take notes or anything like that. I did create notes for you. And again, you can access those through the website and through a QR code, which I have right on my table. So a little bit about why I created this. I was in a kind of a dark spot, I would say 3 years ago, and I needed something to get me through negative thought cycles, the anxiety, the stress, the worry, the wanting to manifest, to learning how to letting go. How do you forgive and forget? How do you be in the present moment? All of these things that they teach us to do. Just let go. Just stop worrying. Don't be angry. Be happy. All of these things just felt very lofty to me, and I wanted a way to put them into a real practice. And so I think that is where this came from, where it was born from, because these tools really help me personally to have a specific set of tools that I can access at any time. Whether I'm standing in line at the store, whether I'm driving down the street, whether I'm about to pull up my phone to doom scroll, instead I might just create a full rainbow. And you'll hear me say that probably a few times today. I'm full rainbowing everything in my life these days. So, the other thing I wanted to touch on just for a moment is the forgive and forget aspect of it. So with Full Rainbow Alchemy, I have a few formulas that I developed. One of them is called Act Real Good. And Act Real Good stands for acknowledge, create, transmute, receive, and give. So instead of forgiving and forgetting, we are creating and transmuting. We are pulling the energy that we get from feeling anger, from trauma, or whatever it is that your trigger is. If it's worry or stress, whatever you're feeling, we're pulling the energy of that emotion because there's a lot of energy inside of your body. You can feel it, right? It's very, very powerful energy. Instead of forgiving and forgetting, we use that energy. We create something new from it, and we're transmuting it into something completely different. Alchemists like to say we turn things from lead to gold. And so that's what Full Rainbow Alchemy really is about. You're taking something that maybe doesn't feel so great and turning it into something that is gold. And so one thing that I also like to change in everybody's minds is when you have these feelings of worry, of stress, of doubt, of inability to let go, that you take a look at it, and this is the acknowledge piece of Act Real Good. You take a look at it as an observer, pull yourself out of the equation, and almost give it some love, give it some compassion, and feel like, hey, this is a juicy nugget. Now I get to create and transmute something out of this. It's not like there's no shame or guilt or judgment. This is like, wow, this amazing thing is happening right now, and it hurts really bad. I'm in a painful moment. But I'm excited because this means I have a portal, I have a doorway, I have an invitation to the next thing, to something more incredible than I could ever imagine. So I'm going to take that energy and turn it into something new. And when we create full rainbows, I want to talk about alchemy just for a moment. So if anybody has studied alchemy, I've become a great student of it. I love learning about historical alchemists, one of them being Sir Isaac Newton. And I don't know if any of you have heard of him, but he was known as the father of physics. And so he really had a bunch of breakthroughs in the world of science, in physics, in mathematics, in optics. He was the first person to discover that all the colors of the rainbow turn into white light when combined. What people don't know, and this was hidden from us for many, many years, it was uncovered about in the 90s, I believe, that he wrote over 1 million words about alchemy, about spirituality and science, about them being one and the same. And he warned science to never, and alchemists specifically, to never separate the two because they were one and the same. And what did we go and do? We separated them. And so now I think times are shifting. Raise your hand if you feel it. Things are shifting. Things are changing, and people are like, we never should have separated science and spirituality. They're one and the same. And so now, with Full Rainbow Alchemy, I feel like this gives us some tools to do that in our everyday lives, in real time. So, kudos to Sir Isaac Newton. He was one of the most famous alchemists of all time, and believed in spirituality. Now, one thing that I cover in my book, and even more, as I go through, if you continue to follow me, I'll release more and more experiments. But I do have experiments in the book. I have journal prompts. Now, all of these things, as you go through and you start reading the content, you might say, I'm going to skip over this and I'll do it later. But I'm going to challenge you to not skip over it, because there might be something there that you need to transmute that will give you some ideas about what I need to create. What do I need to acknowledge? What do I need to create? What do I need to transmute? There's going to be nuggets of gold, and you're going to surprise yourself. As soon as you start doing those prompts and you start doing those exercises, those experiments, at first it's going to be a little uncomfortable. I don't know what to do. This feels weird. I just want to get through the content. Just give yourself the time to do it, even if it's 2 minutes, because that's when real power can happen. And you should really have the self-love to say yes to yourself. You deserve it. You deserve the time. You are powerful. And this is one of the tools that you can use, 2 of the tools that you can use to really feel that power and feel what it is that you need to transmute. So I'm going to give you that kind invitation to not skip over, give it a shot, and fill it out. If anything crazy comes about that you'd like to share, reach out to me, because I love to hear the stories. So I'm going to do an experiment with you right now. And the reason why this experiment is so powerful is because it's one way to learn how to create full rainbows and why they work. Okay, so when you start creating full rainbows, in the beginning they might feel like a lie. You might say, this can't be true for me, right? Inside your monkey mind, your ego, whatever you want to call it, might be saying to you, this is a lie, this is not me, yes, I would like that, yes, I want that, but that's not me. So we're going to do this experiment so that I can prove it to you that yes, you can. Yes, you can lie to your mind, and it works every time. Okay, so I'd like all of you to close your eyes really quickly and just go with it, okay? It's going to be weird, but just go with it. Put your hand out in front of you, and I want you to just imagine that you just picked the freshest, most beautiful lemon that you've ever seen or smelled or tasted in your whole life. Now give it a big smell. And now go ahead and take a big bite. And I'd like you to chew that lemon. Keep your eyes closed. Chew that lemon. Feel that sour juice going down your mouth, going down your throat. You're chewing again. It's so juicy, it's beautiful, it smells so citrusy, it smells so sour, it's beautiful. You're ready to take another bite now. Go ahead and take one more bite. All right, good job. Now raise your hand right now if any of you are salivating. Anybody? Oh, yay, most of you, very good job. Okay, great job. So you knew, your mind knew that it was a lie, right? You knew that there was no lemon there. But your mind said, hey, I'm going to make my body react in this particular way. And it did. So even though you knew it was a lie, even though your body just reacts to whatever you tell it. You can tell your mind to do anything that you want, and it will immediately react. So just remember that the next time you get into those moments. Okay, moving on. So I want to talk about the chakras, because really that's what is at the heart of Full Rainbow Alchemy. And I'd like to just really quickly, does anybody know anything about chakras? Have you, I'm sure you've seen them a little bit, So throughout history, they've been depicted in singular spheres in the body. You have the root chakra at red, you have sacral chakra orange, yellow is dew, yellow is the solar plexus, the heart is green, the throat is blue, indigo is the third eye, and then the crown is violet. Then I have the colors behind me. So as I started to do this practice, creating my full rainbows and then actually using them, I started, in meditation a lot, to feel that the energy doesn't move this way singularly. For me, it was moving this way in a spiral vortex shape. And so I thought, maybe we're depicting chakras incorrectly. It should be vortex this way. And not to say that anything is wrong about the past. It's all great the way that it is too. But this is in Full Rainbow Alchemy, how I am depicting the chakras. And I want to show you this. I don't know if anyone can see it from here. It's a little bit dark. But I do have a picture that shows each of the chakras in the place that they are, along with some statements, because one thing that I really needed for my own brain is to simplify the chakras down to something that I could use and understand right away. So, root becomes the energy of I am. Orange becomes the energy of I feel. Yellow becomes the energy of I do. Green becomes the energy of I love. And you guys are gonna remember this and feel it during the activation, so don't feel like you have to remember anything. The blue is the energy of I speak. Indigo is the energy of I see. And crown chakra is violet is the energy of I understand, or I know. So I'm going to give you an example really quick, because I created this full rainbow for a friend of mine who was going through a difficult time. And so I use them on myself, and I will also for other people with, asking their higher self in them, of course, if they would like me to. Consent is important. So I'm going to give you that example really quick right now. So I am happy, healthy, free. I feel happy, healthy, free. I do happiness, health, and freedom. I love being happy, healthy, and free. I speak happiness, health, and freedom into this world and to those around me. I see happiness, health, and freedom. And I understand that happiness, health, and freedom is my right, and I exist, and so those are mine to take when I want. Okay, so you can see how this can be something very quick and easy that you can do, right? And what I like to do is I'll create my vision, you can make it as detailed as you like, okay? Write it out, envision it in your mind, however you want to do it, right? You acknowledge whatever it is that you want to change. You create the new thing that you want to experience. What do you prefer in your life? And this isn't about the energy of want and need. If you say I want and need something, you're telling the energy I'm in lack. And so therefore the universe has no judgment. It doesn't care what you say. It's going to mirror it back to you with perfect precision every single time. So if you're constantly saying I want and I need, the universe is going to give you more want and need. So that's why this is so important to kind of funnel it or shape it in this way, because immediately you're embodying that which you want to experience instead, that which you prefer, that which brings you the most excitement. So, I think we can go ahead and, okay, there was one other thing. Anybody have any questions? Does that all make sense so far? Yes? Okay, great. So fig tea, I really want to touch on this really quick, and then I'm going to jump into the activation with you all. So I made some little fig tea sachets. You get one if you purchase a book today, or you can also purchase them individually if you like. But I created the fig tea acronym because I wanted people to understand what to do when you're creating your full rainbows. So it stands for feel it in your body, feel the emotion, where is it stored in the body, feel the emotions that come up, and then the attention behind it. What is your goal? Always remember what is your goal as you're going through your full rainbows. And then take your, G stands for gratitude. Give gratitude, thanks, as you're going through the full rainbow. And then finally, take your time. If something, you keep getting stuck on the yellow and you can't get through it, that's okay. Maybe it's telling you something, Take your time and you'll be able to get through eventually. So I figured out that this stands for fig tea, and I'm like, hey, wouldn't that be cool if I used it as sip fig tea, drink fig tea leaves? I really knew nothing about fig tea, fig leaves, the fig in general. But as I started to dive deeper, I realized that it is the tree of enlightenment across the ages, across the globe, from Mesopotamia and Sumer to today. And I have quite a bit of information for you to read on the table here, and also access through the website, like I said. But it's really incredible. And the more that I looked into it, I was like, this is crazy. Like, I accidentally chose fig tea, but it's definitely a connection to something else, right? I feel like I was, for sure, guided towards that for a reason. And then most recently, we'll fast forward to today, research was actually just released showing that the fig tree There's 3 specific species that is pulling CO2 from our atmosphere and turning it into stone. Turning it into stone in the trunk itself and in the soil around it. It is literally alchemizing. It is literally climate changing, helping the climate. And it's also mineralizing the soil, making it great for life to live and exist, right? So it is literally alchemizing. And I'm like, this can't be real. That actually just happened about a week ago. Anyway, I invite you all to read that. It's quite interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and start the activation.